guys, Anthony here. We're going to go into this colony and check out what's going on. I did a quick video last week and there was a couple viewers that were asking about the David Burns feeding board, so I'm going to go ahead and explain that too while I'm going into this. So we all know what's going on here. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. I'm gonna go ahead and smoke these bees down. Let that shift there a second. Alright, so yeah, this is the David Burns feeding board. You can put it right on top of a brood box. You can do your feeding jars easily without having to go into the brood area to actually feed them with a frame feeder or anything like that. I really like that. You can get those, check those out at honeybees.com. Or just look up David Burns. I follow David Burns. I'm part of his beak squad. I learned so much from him. I highly recommend checking that out if you haven't already. So we're gonna go in here. Well, that's an undrawn frame. They're drawing that out pretty good. Of course, that's the outside frame. It's been there for a couple weeks already. This was a new package I installed in April. The key is to be calm and gentle with your bees. They've got nectar. They're putting nectar in that. I don't see any larvae or eggs or capped over brood. Whoops. Yep, I do see eggs in there. You can see real closely in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. That appears to be 2 3-day-old eggs right there. I don't see her, the queen, I'm referring to her. She might have hopped over to the other side. I always want to keep a little smoke going on. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Propolis on there. Well, there's some capped over brood, larvae. Don't see her there, the queen. But from what's going on in there, I know she's alive and healthy. I don't see her there. Y'all noticed how I took out one of the frames and set it out so I could have room to move that over. Oh man, that is sticky. Sticky stuff. Yep, there's some drone brood down there at the bottom. Still don't see her yet, which I'm not concerned at all, as you can see. That's really, really good. Really, really good. This particular queen, they're drawing out some comb down there on the bottom there. That's kind of funky. And, well, I'm not going to tear that out. There's larvae in there. I am going to put another undrawn brood box on top of this box because they are maxing out down here. Don't see the queen. Normally she's very easily seen. She's marked with a blue dot representing the 2025 year. Let's put a little bit more smoke on them. Oh, there's the queen right there. You see her, little blue dot right there. Yeah, she's busy, busy, busy. Busy, busy, busy. I'm gonna pull out one more frame of green drone comb. I'll show you all that. That's a great way for mite management. That allows the queen to lay a bunch of drones. And they are drawing that out pretty good. By the way, mites prefer drones, drone larvae, just for the simple fact that they are capped over longer. It gives them more time to feed on them. Well, anyways. Okay. We're gonna put this back together very gently. gently slide it back. Just give them a little bit more smoke. That smoke disrupts their communication signal, their alarm pheromones. Once the alarm goes off, they all hear it. All right, so this brood box right here is full, pretty much, for the most part. So our nectar flows over here in North Carolina pretty much for the most part. So my main goal for this particular colony right here is to get the brood area built up to go through winter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an undrawn brood box on here. What I want to do. None of these frames are drawn out, so we'll go into it in, I don't know, 2 weeks and see how it's going. Okay, and I'm going to feed them some supplement to help them build up that foundation. Well, I almost forgot to put a beetle trap in there. I'm very pleased. By the way, I didn't see any beetles in my inspection. This is my second year beekeeping. My first year was very frustrating. I had beetle problems, mite problems. Yeah, I just wasn't prepared for all that. I am this year. I've got a beetle trap back here in the bottom under a screen bottom board, and I've noticed there was some beetles trapped down there, so that's evidently working. Very pleased with that. So yeah, this board here, you just lay on top of your brood area. I've got some 1-to-1 mixture right here with a teaspoon of protein powder, a teaspoon of honeybee healthy, and a teaspoon of amino bee acid, which is going to help the oops, dripped on me. Don't want to come after me. With queen egg production. All right, I'm going to take this, and you just put that right there in here. Do another one. That right there. And then you can put a empty super box on top of that and knock away your spiders, of course. Yeah. That's perfect. So we'll see what happens. I've got a well, I did have a little nickel, an extra nickel somewhere for a spacer. Don't know what happened to it. Anyways, we're gonna put this back on here. And we'll put a brick back on top of there. Yeah, so we'll check it out in a couple weeks.